Black screen.
Yes.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is the Copilot Show. Today we have a special guest.
Hey everybody.
So we're gonna get started, but there is a little bit of chat. First, of course, we want to make sure that everybody's here. Deborah and Steve are here. Paul's here. Johan, William. Just give me a quick thumbs up if you make sure we can hear us. You know, the typical thing. Man, my lighting is horrible. Who did this? It's that darn bright light with the questions over there. That's what it is. So, all right. William, this is William. William's in the middle. Now, that's another good question, which I don't know. Deborah says loud and clear. I think Webinar Jam switches us around in the recording. So I'm like, wait a minute.
Just for fun.
Yeah.
Because you said I'm in the middle. On my end, I am on the left side of the screen.
How are you? See?
Umberto's in the middle, and you're on the right.
Yeah, and also for me, guys, you are kind of mixed. So, Mitchell, you are in the center. I have William on my right, and I'm on the left.
Thank you, Webinar Jam.
Yay!
Cool.
All right. So
we're live.
Go ahead, William.
Welcome everybody. I see 41 people live right now. Welcome everyone to episode number 48 of the Copilot Show.
Is it really? 48?
Whoa. 48, yeah. I checked it right before we went live. It's episode number 48 today. And as you can see, we have a special guest with us today. His name is Umberto Canessa. Welcome, Umberto. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
How are you doing?
Oh, good. Busy, I will say, luckily, but all good. Thank you very much.
Cool. I'm sure the UpViral campaign has something to do with that, with being busy.
Totally. It has been like we have been hit by a tsunami, and so we are still kind of overwhelmed and trying to get everything up and running and putting everything in order. But yes, of course, it has been mainly UpViral that helped us happen this.
Okay, cool. That's a nice way to describe the viral marketing effect. Hit by a tsunami.
Excellent. So let's talk about what we are here. So we're here because we are talking about the Kryptomon, which has been this tsunami that has just been overwhelmed us. So what Kryptomon is, I think and assume that maybe most of the audience, maybe they are not into the crypto space or the NFT space, but I'm sure that you have seen nowadays during the last month that a lot of people talked about NFTs. I mean, last month it has been all about NFTs on Twitter, everyone talking about NFTs. And what an NFT is just a token that grants right on a specific digitized asset. That's it. So what we came up with the idea of Kryptomon was, okay, what if we take this ownership right that you can get from NFT and applying to real living experience of a digital creature. So imagine that you have your own pet, whatever, which is digital, which is connected to these NFT tokens that made it that pet is only yours and you only have it. And if you want to sell it to someone, you need to actually transfer that token to someone else. And the Kryptomon ideas is not just a living experience because I'm still playing Pokemon, even though I'm 30 on my mobile, and I still play Tamagotchi and this kind of things. I grew up with those games. And so we had the idea, okay, let's create this kind of living experience of a digital creature by adding gaming mechanics similar to Tamagotchi and Pokemon. So allowing people, it's kind of a game based on NFT. Is always making an example to make it easier to understand what we're doing is imagine that you are only one in the world owning a Pikachu. Okay, there are a lot of Pokemon out there, but you are the only one that own a Pikachu, and you can train your Pikachu, you can pet your Pikachu, and then you can battle other players with your Pikachu, and you are the only one with that Pikachu. So this is kind of Kryptomon. Okay, so we're not, of course, using Pikachus and other Pokemon. We have our own monsters. But at the end of the day, this is kind of what the concept is. It's a game based on blockchain that leverages the NFT capabilities to really give and make those digital creatures tangible in some way.
Okay, that's a great description. So you basically gamified. It's what we were discussing in the pre-live session. So you've gamified cryptocurrency. You gamified NFTs.
Correct. Because as of today, the majority, there are several projects based on gamification on NFTs. I'm not as to say that we are the first one. Actually, we are probably one of the last that it pops out. And we took inspiration also from other successful projects of NFTs. But so far, the NFTs has been mostly used for than just having a PNG, let's say.
Okay.
All right. So we do definitely need to back up a few minutes here. You had a great explanation, and I've got about 50% understanding based on what I know. And again, you mentioned being familiar with Pokemon and all that kind of stuff. So talk to me like I'm a 64-year-old, because I am. I have done a little bit of diving into an NFT, but we've already got a question from Paul, and I'm sure several others are going, okay, timeout. What the heck is a Kryptomon? What's a NFT? So can we just back up and explain the basics for some people, like the old people like me?
So let's start with what an NFT is. So NFT means non-functionable token. So right now in the blockchain, you can have either coins. So like it's a wrong example, but it makes an idea. So you can think about Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, those kind of things. So in the Ethereum or other blockchain, you can create extra coins. You can create your coins, and those are functional tokens that you can use it for buying stuff and doing something like this. Non-functionable tokens, instead, the name it says by itself, is something that is a token that you can't do anything actually with that token. And the only difference is that you can connect a specific asset, a digitalized asset, if you want. And if you have that token, means that you are the owner of that specific asset. So right now, the NFT is being used for digital art. Right. So artists are connecting their digital pictures, 3D arts, whatever, to a specific NFT. So if you buy the NFT token, then it's kind of you buying the ownership right of that specific digital asset, which is going to be an image or whatever. So this is kind of what NFT is. What we have done, I always try to make an example. So as you can see in the back of me, there is my cat, and my cat is mine. I mean, I have the ownership of him, and so on and so forth. But he's a real living creature, okay? What we wanted to replicate was to create the same feeling of ownership through NFTs, but for a digital creature. So the Kryptomon is actually taking, like my cat, digitalized his own DNA and creating a digital version of my cat where only one person can be the owner. And how do I ensure there is only one person to be the owner of that digital creature is through NFT tokens and blockchain.
Great. I got it.
All right.
You got it, William? Cool. Do you understand
yes.
it? Okay.
That was a good explanation of what it is. Yes. Thank you for that, Umberto. And can you tell us now that you've given a description, an overview about Kryptomon and what it does? When did you launch Kryptomon? Let's start there. When did you launch Kryptomon?
Let's say 10 days ago. Kryptomon has been officially not this Sunday, the Sunday before. So I guess it's around 10 days ago, we launched our first campaign. So because for our job, we are used to the roof. And the tsunami happened, indeed.
And so what made you use UpViral?
Because at a certain point we were there and we said, okay, how do we all know that, normal marketing expenses, especially when you're trying to testing at a very early stage, a new concept, first of all, you don't want to spend a lot of money, really huge amount of money in Facebook or Google ads and so on and so forth, because still you don't have enough metrics to understand what are the funnel, and you don't understand still what are your perfect persona. You didn't optimize anything there. So we said, okay, but how can we increase the possible reach of our campaign? And also because we know that for the success of our own game, adoption is the key. So we wanted to have as much as people as possible playing our game. This is the key KPI for make our game successful in the future. So we came up with the idea, let's say, to say, okay, we are going to airdrop. So we are going to generate 10,000 eggs of Kryptomons. This is the entire price of the campaigns. And we're going to share it with the community. So for those that sign up in the waiting list and help us share and spread the world, let's say, they can scale the list, and those that are in the top 10,000 will get an egg to start playing with the game. So they will get a real NFTs to start playing. So the entire idea was that one. And we had also like experience of developing our own, referral mechanism and so on and so forth. And as a developer, which is also I am, it's a really pain in the beep setting up something like this from a coding perspective. And so we were looking for something, and I knew UpViral since years, I think. And I said, okay, why we should use UpViral this time. I think this is the perfect tool for our scope because, I got everything out of the box, and it worked quite well. Okay,
cool. Awesome. And so you mentioned waiting lists. So was that your end goal, to get people on the waiting list and then to refer others?
Yes, exactly. So because of course this is something very specific for also the crypto market and the crypto world and the industry, and especially even more for a project like ours. So community is all about community.
Yeah.
And also the way we are used to build our product, also when we launch product for our clients, with the other stuff that we do, we always trying to co-create the product with the community itself. So we wanted to have a big community. That was our first goal. So, and we said, okay, let's bring people on the waiting list, and then from the waiting list, let's try to bring them on board in our community in order to share with us their feedbacks and to start working with them on how we should craft and build the product starting from zero.
Okay, cool. And so how many, your campaign is currently still running, right?
Yes.
Yes, so it's active. And for how many days have you been running the campaign now?
As I said, it started on Sunday, so 2 Sundays ago, so 10 days so far. So let's say that it worked, kind of.
Kind of, yeah. I would say that. So 70,000 people, you launched on Sunday 10 days ago. You've generated 70,000 leads, 20,000 people in your Telegram group. And then what was the other thing, the third thing?
12,000 people on Discord, which is the...
Discord.
Yes.
I'm on Discord. I'm young. I'm hip. Yay!
Cool. And so let's talk more about the waiting list, about your UpViral campaign. So how did you... Mitch, actually, could we show the campaign? Could you share your screen?
You ready to go there? All right.
Yeah, let's have a look at the campaign, and while Umberto can walk us through it.
All right. So I got to move you guys to the other screen, and then I got to come over here, and I got to do this, and now I got to do this and share the screen. So this is the campaign as people see it. Now let me also make our little picture smaller so we're not covering everything up.
Yeah.
Now, so this is obviously, for those of you who don't know, because I know a lot of people are going to dive in and want to know the tech behind this. This is how the page comes up initially. And let me move this out of the way too, because that's kind of painful. So this, it's hard to kind of see, but there's this pop-up, right, that comes up initially.
Yeah, that's come up and after 5 seconds. So if you click the arrow, you can also send it back.
I understand. Hold on. I'm trying to explain for people what's going on here as if they are not, as if they're seeing this the first time. Okay.
Cool. Thank you.
And so this section up here is, if you click on the claim yours, is where the widget appears. This is the UpViral widget part. Now, I'm sorry, I really need to take this off. People, this is not part of the UpViral widget. This is something I was testing. It's a thing that generates email addresses, which is what I don't want people doing. So just ignore that thing. But this is just an UpViral widget that's in a pop-up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Name, email, claim your Gen 0 free egg. I assume that's a 0.
Yeah, it's a 0.
And it's a 0 right there. Join the Kryptomon waiting list to claim your Kryptomon egg. There are only 100 available. So right off the bat, what they are doing is opting in for the wait list, as you said before.
Mm-hmm.
Name, email. Yes. There isn't at this point any description other than what this Gen 0 Kryptomon egg is part of the prize. And I'm pointing that out because it's kind of amazing to me that people are understanding enough what's going on. And again, this is partly because I have no clue, did have no clue about what was going on until you came out and explained it. Because I, being a 60-year-old guy, would probably go, I don't get it. And I'm not saying it's wrong. This is working for you and it's working really well. And the point of that is that sometimes when we talk about focusing an UpViral campaign on a target market and weeding out a whole bunch of people that don't care, this does that. So this is a good thing. It's weeding out people like me because I would start to go, I don't get it, I'm out. Excellent. But for those people that do know, they're signing up like lightning.
Yes. Exactly. You totally got the point here, because the goal that we have, of course, is especially the beginning, is to recruit, let's say, our early adopters, which are people that really understand immediately and know are part of this community and this market, because it's easier for us to talk with them and also to co-build the product with them, because we don't have to explain what NFT is and so on and so forth, let's say, especially at the first beginning, because now we have a bunch of stuff to build and to be focused. So we wanted to have like our early adopters in, which are someone already into this space. And I think, and indeed, the actual UpViral mechanism allows us to keep collecting people inside this segment, because, of course, if you are someone that understands this, you just signing up and then you share it with other people around you, which are already even them are part of this kind of understanding easily this mechanism, this world, NFTs, and all that stuff.
Right. Perfect.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And so basically, the what people have the chance of winning is this what you mentioned, Mitch, which is the Gen 0 Kryptomon egg.
Right.
Yeah.
And there are only 100 available. Okay.
So exactly. So in total, we have 10,000 eggs available out there, but only 100 of those will be Gen Z. And one of the main also characteristic about NFTs is also the rarity factor. So, I mean, if I only have 100 out of 10,000, which are Gen Z, of course, having a Gen Z Kryptomon is more rare compared to having Gen 7, which is going to be like 5,000 of them, and so on and so forth. So, of course, since also there is kind of collective mechanism and logic behind, people are also willing to start and share it to get the Gen Z, because it's also going to probably have a more value if they want to sell it instead of a Gen 7, for example, because it's more rare.
Yeah. Makes sense. Okay.
Okay. Part of it makes sense. What's the difference between a Gen 0 and a Gen 7 for us?
For a gaming point of view, let's say there is a small difference in the DNA, because every egg has its own genetic code, and so there is a very small difference in the DNA. But I would say that the biggest difference is actually the rarity factor of a Gen Z egg out of a Gen 7. So if you're gonna get, it's kind of go back to the example, imagine that you're only one with one Pikachu, how much it could worth, compared to you are one of 20,000 people having a Pikachu, how much it could worth.
Right.
It's all about collecting.
Right. So and Lenny kind of asked a decent question. Eventually, this is going to be a mobile game, correct? So it's not just an image that I'm buying an NFT or winning an NFT of. One of those 100 Gen 0 eggs would be in the game itself.
Exactly. So actually right now, our development process, to answer Eleni, is split on 3 phases. So in June, we're going to release phase 0, which means that people will collect and obtain, let's say, the egg. And then we're going to release phase 1, which is going to be in Q3. We're going to start the game. So the egg will hatch, the Kryptomon will burn, and then there is going to be the Tamagotchi mechanism that it can be accessed via mobile. So you can play with that. You need to take care of it. You need to train him, make it stronger, and that kind of stuff. And then in Q4 2021, we are also going to release the battle part of the game. So where, like in Pokemon, you can fight against other players using your own Kryptomon.
Right.
Sorry, just 1 second.
Yes, no worries.
I'm still here, aren't I?
Yes,
but I can't see you, Mitch.
Oh, he turned me off. That's what it was. I'm like, suddenly I disappeared.
I was like, where did Mitch go? You know?
No, my bad. I clicked the wrong button.
No worries.
That's all right.
No worries.
So I just for everybody's benefit, here is the widget side. I'm sorry, the sharing widget side of things. So I signed up, and you see there aren't a whole lot of functions, but primarily you're trying to drive people to Telegram and the Discord server based on the fact that those are multiple points as opposed to one for the other functions. And then up here it says you get 5 points for each friend that you refer.
Yes,
all right.
Exactly.
I also liked this thing that says the maximum of 5 people from the same IP are allowed. So you're telling people don't cheat, kind of.
Yeah, because of course we got a lot of cheaters, of course. And
what?
this Sunday we did the first. We call it the Purge. In the community, we call it the Purge. And we cleaned up like a big bunch of fake referrals, fake leads, and it's unbelievable people it's capable tech-wise to do. But this is something that I really appreciate also from UpViral that allows me to easily find those fraudulent people. So
great.
And the funny thing is that some of those people then reach out to us and say, hey, but I saw my points vanish. What happened there? And so on and so forth. And we were like, man, you cheated. Okay, I've cheated, but I never thought you were going to check me out. And I said, no, sorry, we cocked you. So if you want to, you can start again, but don't cheat because otherwise it's going to be a ban.
Nice. Nice.
Okay, that's really smart. And so now you currently have 70,000 people on your list. The campaign is still open, so there's still people joining the campaign. How are you keeping people engaged during the waiting list?
So the thing is, and that's why, going back also to Mitch's point, is you see that we want to drive people mainly to Telegram or Discord. That's for a specific case, because Discord and Telegram indeed is where we are active and we talking and engaging with the community. So that's why we really want the people to join our Telegram group or to join, even better, to join our Discord, because there we're going to start talking at you. Yes, as you can see, Wasnaga is me, for example, and we can talk together, we can share ideas. So for example, soon we are going to share with them first sketches of the Kryptomon design that we're going to work on. And we're going to share the sketches, the style with the community, collect their feedbacks if they have any suggestion, comments, and so on and so forth. So it's really a co-creation process. So we are kind of engaging with them just by create the product with them at the same time.
Right. I mean, and I have been watching, just so you guys know, I am a Discord guy. I've done Discord before, so I get what's going on here. Yay, me! And I'm in the ideas channel, right? And so you see there are conversations happening here, and I'm not going to dive into them, but I have seen Wasagna. Is that how I say it? Wasagna?
Wasnaga, yes.
Wasnaga. Sorry.
Yeah.
I've seen you answering people, right? And I've come in here. I commented some couple of days ago, and I don't know if you didn't know who I was at the time, but so this kind of community is really fascinating. But what are you doing in here, if I may ask, to drive people back to say, hey, by the way, don't forget you need to go back and share and invite others and stuff. Are you doing anything like that in here?
No, actually, I will say no. There is some sort of ready in place mechanism that our community knows that if they want to scale the list, of course, they need to share and bring people on board. But what I really love of what happened during this month is that, as I said, we have been hit by this tsunami, but also the people that joined our community is really, let's say, passionate about what we are working on. And so they kind of care of the product, of the service, and the game that we want to build. And so let's say there's no need from us to say, hey, please spread it, then you spread the voice. They are kind of very keen to say, hey, how can I help? I would like to spread it, and so on and so forth. There is this kind of community sense that has been created in less than a week, which is awesome. And we really love all of them, honestly.
Great. I'm kind of taking over a little bit here, Lenny. Lenny, my friend Lenny, just asked an interesting question. Are you planning long term to add UpViral or continue using it in what you're doing?
Not something inside right now, but let's say that due to the good user case and good use that we have done, for sure, I think that it's somewhere in the future will be useful for us. Let's say that just for answer to Lenny, in any case, right now we are now very focused on the product, of course. So we really want to deliver and to build a product with our community. So now the major also our effort will be focusing on the product from now on. And second on, we are really working on a sprint system. So every week we kind of check our data, check what we're doing, and understand how can we improve it. So we don't have like a 1 year plan. We have high level plan, but then the real task list is based on a weekly basis and a weekly rhythm. So right now we don't have anything in sight yet. But I already have something where probably UpViral will be used again.
Great.
Okay. Cool. And so let's now talk about how you started promoting the campaign. So you had your campaign set up in UpViral. How did you start generating traffic to it?
That was kind of simple through Facebook. I mean, in our team, we have two very strong growth hackers. So people really capable in managing digital marketing campaigns, Facebook, and all this kind of mechanism, Claudio and Berenice. And I think that they actually what we have run was a very simple Facebook campaign. We had an idea, some assumption of what it could be our segment, our target persona, and which market we should start to look for them. And then we run like easily 200 euros Facebook campaign to start. And yes, only 200 euros campaign, and then UpViral campaign lift off.
Okay, took it from there. Okay, all right. Okay, cool. So 200 euros on Facebook ads. All right. And so a question that I have is, so far you've generated 70,000 leads. You're still generating new leads. How are you planning to monetize all this?
I think that we are monetize those people indirectly. Let's say that the things. I mean, thanks to these people, we are going to be able to build a product that we want to build and to putting on the market. So that's our main aim right now, was to really start building a community of people that can help us crafting the product from scratch and crafting the product from zero, and then putting that product really officially launch it on the market, and then with that program, then being able to monetize. So let's say that they are helping us to build a product that then we will be able to monetize. We are not directly monetized on those leads. Indeed, they will get, for those that are on the top 10,000 position, for example, they will get an egg, an NFT egg for free. So, which instead of asking them for buying it.
Okay. And so they are helping you now. You have a community. They're helping you build a product. Do you have like an ATA of when that product is going to launch, or is that still like you still need to figure that out with your team?
No. We have, as I was saying before, we have a clear right now roadmap on the product development. So actually, we already have a first version of the product. We call it the phase 0, which is actually obtaining your NFT egg in a testnet, so you can play with fake money, whatever. Is in a sandbox environment, let's say. And you can get your egg and you can see its genetic code. So you can see which element it is, or if it's a crazy, or if it's a lazy Kryptomon, these kind of things. And this is going to be released in June. And by then, 2 weeks before releasing the phase 0 product, we are going to stop the UpViral campaign. And then in Q3, so hopefully by September, this is the objective. We still have to put some numbers to having an exact date. We're going to release the so-called phase 1, where the actual gaming part will take place. So with the Tamagotchi functionality, so people will have to take care of their Kryptomon, train them to make them stronger. And then phase 2, which is the battle mechanism and gaming mechanics, will be released by the end of the year.
Okay. Okay.
So
and from when are you?
I'm sorry, William.
Sorry,
I was just showing here the website where he's got all that laid out, and is identifying to everybody what the time frame is. So these things are launched, and then phase 1 and stuff is coming later, and the schedule's on here. So if you guys miss out on it later, it's right here.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
All right, go ahead.
And so from when is your product going to become the paid version? Is that from phase 1 or phase 2?
So the way we're going to monetize here is, as let's say, is going to be in-game transactions. So the way it's going to work, for example, we are going to release, as I said, 10,000x. Okay. So imagine that you are a player 10,000 number 1, and you want to join. How can you join? Actually, you can't, because you don't have any eggs available for you. So the only way that you have for join the game is actually buy an egg, buy a Kryptomon from some other player. And in phase 1, actually players which already have a Kryptomon can breed new Kryptomons. So me and you, we can mix our Kryptomon together to create new eggs. So this will allows me and you to sell our eggs to future players that want to jump on board. They want to start playing the game. And we are going to take, for example, a transaction fee on those sales. So every time there is going to be a sales of Kryptomons, moving forward, we are taking some transaction fees from the transaction.
Okay. Okay. Cool. And that transaction that you're taking, is that from phase 1 or phase 2?
That's for phase 1. That is going to be in phase 1. As soon as we're going to have the breeding functionalities, then is the moment that new players can jump into the game by buying an egg from other players.
Okay. Okay.
Nice.
I think we should do part 2 of this interview when you launch the version, where
see how it goes.
Start. Exactly how you monetized all these leads, all this tsunami.
Referred.
Oh wow! So for every 1 lead that you get from Facebook, essentially you get 6 leads for free. Six referred leads. I would say that's a great ratio, right, Mitch?
Oh yeah, that would be awesome. We would all love that.
Yes. Okay. So all right. And Mitch, do we have questions from the audience?
Oh yeah. Does the moon rise? Jeff asked, are all the 10K eggs gone now?
Not yet.
So those are going to come from the leaderboard, right? The top 10,000 on the leaderboard will be airdropped. Now, I don't understand airdrop, but that's a whole nother topic.
Helicopter money. Let's say like this. It's a kind of helicopter money thing.
Helicopter money. Nice. So it's just going to hover over and drop on me. Great.
Excellent.
Because right now I'm in like the top 3,000, so I'm really excited about that. When did you say that the campaign's going to end? When are you going to pull those winners? I don't think I saw a date on the website.
No, there isn't an exact date yet, because this is really depends on when we are going to release phase 0 in June. Right. It's going to be in June for sure, probably second part of June, second half of June. We will probably putting a date in a week or so. Because this is something that also we really care about. If we're going to say it's going to be the 10th of June, must be the 10th of June. So we want to be sure that the moment that we're going to say at the date of when we're going to release phase 0, it's going to be the right one. So we are just waiting now. We are just finishing to do our math, let's say, and now our checks. But it will be probably second half of June, and we're going to release the phase 0. And prior to that day, 2 weeks before, we're going to stop the campaign because then we need to clean, of course, the list from all the cheaters, because in any case, there's going to be cheaters. There are already cheaters. We put some actions to avoid cheaters. But again, cheaters are always capable to win. Right. And so we're going to clean up all the cheaters, and then we're going to get in touch with the 10,000 people which are on top of the list to get their cryptocurrency wallet to know where we need to drop and send the egg. Okay,
God, I got to get my wallet ready. I got it. Yes. I got it right here on my desk. Let me just pull it out. And, okay, that's an old person joke. So, are you currently emailing your list, or are you primarily communicating with people on Telegram? Which I haven't done the Telegram thing yet, so don't yell at me. But part of the question is also, now that you have all these people, right? How are you going to make sure you are communicating with them? Are you doing it in multiple places? Are you trying to catch everybody that way? That's kind of my question.
So let's say that right now we didn't send any email to the people in the mailing list. Let's say they already got too much email from us. There is still a game going on, so we don't want to bother. Let's say, and we are mainly catching up with them on Telegram and Discord. And now our main focus is, of course, to moving as much people as we can from the mailing list only to Telegram, either to Telegram or to Discord, because via Discord the communication is the best one, because in Discord we can really cooperate together. We can really share feedbacks, sharing document image, and working together instead of an email, which is more complicated. And Telegram, it's totally a no way, because when you have 20,000 people on Telegram, we had it for the first, before we created the Discord server, we had like 10,000 people discussing in the same moment on a Telegram group. So imagine like having a WhatsApp group with 10,000 people in. It was kind of an absolute nightmare. It was totally unmanageable. And so we created Discord for this reason, because we said in Discord instead, we can have organized communication, and it's going to be good for everyone. Then, of course, we're going to get in touch via email and nurture and share with the email list, of course, but always with a call to action to invite them to join us on Discord, to be more connected with us instead of having an email between us.
Great. So William has a great question. Not William, but William in the chat. Some people are still a little confused, potentially me. Is this a browser-based game, or do you need to download a game client for a smartphone or something?
No, it will be a browser game. Always for it's also an easy question and answer to say why it's going to be a browser game. So first of all, especially the first version of our game we are not seeing something super fancy or whatsoever. So we are very lean in product development. So we want to develop what matters first. And let's say the browser game allows us to be on all the different devices from day zero, not thinking about app stores, developing native apps, and so on and so forth. Then maybe in the future, who knows, maybe we want to have we need more power, and then we need to go for something dedicated. But for now, I guess for the first year, so far so good with a browser game. It gave us everything that we need, and everybody can join it without any need of download anything.
Perfect. Do you think, pardon me, do you think you could apply this kind of model to other businesses?
So let's say that for sure, the hype that we got and the tsunami that we got is because right now NFTs and cryptocurrency is a very hot topic. I mean, if you're running on Twitter, it's all about that. And it's, we had Elon Musk goes to Saturday Night Live and talking about Dogecoin now. And so this is kind of a very hot topic where a lot of people are looking into it. And NFT is now the new thing. And so the hype is very high. But I think at a certain point, I think that in any case, this kind of mechanism of engaging referral and engaging with the community for co-create and building your own community behind this is something that you can apply to all the different kind of businesses. I mean, when we do project for our clients and which are not related with cryptos, and we're working with FMCG companies, we do the same. I mean, every time we create a new product or we want to launch a new business, we're creating a new venture, we always trying to get people on board, creating some sort of a community, and engage with them from day zero to understand how and what is the best way to really create the product with them, the service for them, and so on and so forth. And this allows you to have also some sort of ambassadors at the really beginning that also allows you, help you to grow at a certain point in time. Because otherwise it's going to be only Facebook marketing expenses.
Right, right. And I think that's an awesome point, and it's particularly a good question, because one of the struggles we all have, and even though we all know, love, and trust emails, right? Because email is your number one way of generating your business these days, still, being able to communicate with people during a campaign is critical. And we all know that a lot of people don't open their emails, right? So out of the 70,000, if people watching think about this, you've gotten 20,000 people over on Telegram. You've gotten 12,000 people over in Discord. Mm-hmm. That's probably a larger number of people than are going to open the emails you send. And so by creating ways of communicating with people, I'm trying to ring the bell for those people out there that are watching. I know you've said this, but I want to ring it home to them because that's a critical piece, right? And Lenny asked the question, how are you going to keep engagement up? William asked it as well. And so that's a critical piece of what you're doing in a campaign, is to retain people's attention. And by doing what we're doing here is getting people to comment, to engage, to continue the conversation. And so if you're building your campaign, even Deborah asked about a book launch, what better way to do it than to get people talking about it? Because then it's on top of mind and they're going to continue going, oh, I still need to make sure I'm in that top 10,000, right?
Yeah.
So,
and also you can get, and this is something that maybe you have seen from Discord, you also, the people in our community also share with us ideas and feedbacks on how can we improve our own campaign.
Right.
And that was great.
Yeah. Brilliant. So I do find it interesting. Steve mentioned I've had some cheating. Instead of cleaning out the list, what I did was I emailed them and I suggested they do the actions, the custom actions in the UpViral campaign that they've scored points for, because prize winners will be checked for authentic points and I wouldn't want them to miss out on their prize. So that's an interesting way of trying to get people to engage. I certainly think it's fascinating. There are some potential ideas. I mean, you could create a channel for people that are cheating on Discord and see if you can get them to interact and turn them into honest people as opposed to being cheater pants. So I agree with Steve in this particular case, because when I run my campaigns, I don't turn on a whole lot of fraud checking, and what I don't spend a lot of time is cleaning out all that stuff, because what I'm doing is waiting. Now, in your case, you got 10,000 people on a wait on that you're going to give something to. So it's a little bit different scenario than if you're going to just pick 3 prize winners and you go out to UpViral and you just validate that they're not cheater pants and that they've done their stuff, which again is why if you're watching me, I always tell you, don't send an automatic email to winners in UpViral, because you want to make sure they didn't cheat. You don't, because anyway. So it's a very popular topic and something we will be covering in ongoing co-pilot shows. And Danny's heard this from me, the new product manager. I want to spend a lot of time looking at the fraud detection and figuring out better ways of doing that. And if you have any feedback on that, by the way, either let me know or let UpViral know, let William know, because you're right there in the forefront and you're in front of a community of people that are really engaged. And so, although UpViral has one of the best fraud detections of any of the other tools, we certainly would like to make it a little bit better if we could. Lenny asked a good question, and it's something I would like to know as well. From your experience so far, do you have any features, requests, things that you would like UpViral to do differently or better?
I think so far, since I spent all my Sunday trying to clean up a fraud list, I started Sunday morning and ended up Monday morning. So that was happened. So 24 hours on top of that. No, I think that the one things that because the fraud detection is already helping you a lot. I think that was really, really super helpful. But maybe improve a little bit the filtering when you go for fraud detection and having a better filter system there. But the one that I really need and that I was really needed was when I found a player, a lead with a lot of cheats, with a lot of fake referrals, but also some legit referrals. Okay, I didn't want to cancel because I only have the option to cancel the lead and his fake referral. I just want to cancel the fake referrals and keep the lead on it. That's something that it should have been very, very useful, I would say.
Okay,
great.
I will make sure I share the replay with our product manager.
Well, there's
Danny.
and Danny's heard this from me, although he hasn't watched the video yet. I actually recorded a video because I'm feeding stuff to Danny all the time. And I got a list of about 30 videos of things that I want improved in UpViral. One of those is that one of the other tools, and I won't name the tool, will not give somebody points for a referral until the referral takes at least one action. And I want that. I've mentioned it to the UpViral team before. It hasn't happened yet. And somewhere down the road, it's going to happen because that would force people to not just submit a whole bunch of email addresses. I know my wife's email, my daughter's email. I could just type those in and get credit for those. But if those people don't actually come into the system and do some action, then that shows me that they're not really interested, right? They're not really humans that are, and so that would weed out a whole bunch of fake stuff. So that's on my list as well.
Okay.
Chelsea, go ahead.
Yes. Do we have more questions? No.
Oh yeah, I'm not done with the questions. Okay. I just want to make sure that
go ahead.
you have a chance to ask questions. Celcio asked, is the leaderboard on the share page? Yes. I don't think I showed it very well, but there is a leaderboard there.
Yes, excellent.
Here's another thing that I want on the leaderboard, just between you and me. I want a button that, when it first comes up, it shows me and I'm at position 10,000, whatever. I want a button on there that takes me all the way to the top right away so that I can see how many points those people, right now.
Yeah, because now you have to click like several times before getting
several times. Well, the other day, really fast, I found one guy, by the way, that registered over 600 people manually. And it turned out, by the way, because he and I had this conversation in email, that he was booted from college for cheating on an exam. So I was like, yes, karma works, baby.
Well, you can say that is dedication in any case. That guy was very, very dedicated to that campaign in some sort of way.
He was going through the university's phone book, just typing in emails. It was amazing. Steve says, with more and more proxies and junk mail apps, how do we catch the cheaters? That's something I definitely want to be working on towards the future. It's hard. I have a couple of other suggestions that we won't dive into right now because I know people want to ask you questions. Let's see. Is there a stake option in Kryptomon? I don't know what that is, but I'll ask you.
So if stake is staking from crypto and DeFi world, yes, we are going to implement a staking mechanism. So just for you guys to know what staking means. So the fact is that as well of the Kryptomon NFT, so the egg and the Kryptomon, the monster, we are going to issue also the Kryptomon coin. So it's going to be the currency of this world. So this is going to be a coin that you can use inside of the game. And staking means that the players, those that have the staking, the money, they can put in like you do in an investment fund or in a bank, you know, so they can stake those funds, so they can block their funds in order to obtain or interest in coin, or in our case, they can obtain power-ups and items for the game. So imagine that you have 10,000 coins. Instead of keeping in your wallet and sell it, buying and trading it, you can just say, okay, I'm going to stake it into the game. And then the game will take that 10,000 and will reward you with power-ups and items since you blocked part of your funds, like you do with a normal investment form or with your bank with saving account. It's kind of a saving account.
So it's like a deposit or savings account. Okay.
Exactly.
Steve asked, and this is kind of for UpViral, and I'm going way back, maybe can we integrate Telegram and Discord with UpViral? Can they work better together? That's an interesting question. I'll have to think about that. I mean, in this case, what they've done is they've given extra points as a custom action to get you to go sign up over in Discord or Telegram. That's typically the way you would do it right now today, but I'm not sure there's. It would be interesting. We'll have to talk with Danny about that. Scrolling way back. So Paul asked, and I think we kind of sort of talked about this, if you're not part of this world but had a product that could tie in with some kind of an online game, like a movie or a book theme, could you hope for enthusiasts to help you build it? Well, there's hope and there's doing. These guys are doing. That's the key. They're working all sides of the process. They're not just hoping. And
it's a very tough one.
Sure.
It's very demanding. I mean, to do it in this way, in any case, really co-creating, working with the community and so on. I mean, it's way easier to just sending out the campaigns, putting money on Facebook and wait for things to happen.
Yeah.
And
it's
earlier
good that you're engaging with them as well. Mitch will do because we're coming to 55 minutes of the interview. We'll do a few more questions and then we'll wrap it up.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Earlier, Richard had asked, is there a consolation prize for those people who are not able to invite a lot of friends? Because everything right now is based on the leaderboard, top 10,000. Now, theoretically, you ought to be able to get in the top 10,000 maybe. But with 70,000 people you're fighting with, getting in the top 10,000 could be a challenge. So is like a random draw batch of prizes or anything like that? Did you consider that? Would it make sense, etc.?
Well, let's say that we I don't know. Right now, I don't know.
Okay. What do you think the current age, country, gender of your people is?
So, well, we did this quite well. So, of course, right now, age group is mainly between 25, 35 years old people. Due to the fact that this is kind of also we are targeting also the nostalgic one like me playing with the Pokemon and so on and so forth. Then actually we went big in Brazil. Actually, we can reach a huge amount of people joining from Brazil, from Thailand, people from US, UK, Europe in general, and so on and so forth. But the good things of this is kind of the crypto market, the cryptocurrency communities are very connected communities all together, but they're all communities in each country on the world. They're very strong, you know, as a community, and they're all well connected. So, for example, in Brazil, there was this guy. He had a YouTube channel, and he created a video where he showed our our campaign and so on and so forth. And then, boom, it exploded in Brazil. So most of the crypto community in Brazil jumping on board. And the same it happened in Thailand, for example, and in so on and so forth. So this is also good because when you have, going back to other businesses, when you really have a very specific segment in your mind that the person that you're looking for, it's kind of easy to find them and then to leverage them to grow in their network and their space. And in our case, wasn't like just a crypto fanatic or a crypto investor, so someone that used cryptocurrency to literally trading and so on and so forth. We were looking mainly for gamers with, of course, knowledge about the cryptocurrency. And this is kind of the persona that we got. So we have gamers, but aware and with knowledge of cryptos.
Nice.
Okay.
All right. Let's wrap that up.
Well, yes, let's do it. So before we wrap it up, I want to do, I have a few final questions for Umberto. First of all, like if you could go back and let's go back to Saturday night before you launch the campaign. With the knowledge that you have today, would you do anything different to make your campaign even better?
I would have set the email validation system from day zero, honestly. That's has been because we set it up in a certain point because we started seeing a lot of people. But the problem was that the moment that we turned it on the first time, our campaign was really flying. And so that we started having people, hey, I don't receive the emails and blah, blah, blah. And so also the server can't catch up with all the people and so on and so forth. So we had to let it go. So we had to say, okay, let's take everything, fake email, proxy, whatever, and then we're going to spend the time to clean it. Now that, let's say that 2 days ago on Sunday, we had a little bit, we're still growing, but not at that rhythm. And so we were able to enable again that email validation to scrape from the beginning part of the fake referral and so on and so forth. That for sure, going backwards, I would have applied that since T0 because it would have saved time, a lot of my time.
Nice.
Okay, that's a great lesson. That's a great lesson. All right. And so in a few words and based on your experience, what would you say about UpViral and how it's helping Kryptomon grow?
So far, UpViral, it counts for more than 80% of our traffic channel. So far, I think it's really thanks to UpViral as a tool. Because as I said, just looking at the numbers, I mean, of course, we came up with a good idea in the good moment, with a good traction, with a good concept, good segment. We did all the homeworks, and we put everything that we could to create a very nice, compelling product. UpViral was the perfect tool to connect, to close the circle, to really boost this viralized and viral campaign that it took place. So, and you look at the number, out of 70,000, 60,000 is coming from UpViral as a referred people. So,
bingo.
Wow, that's great.
Nice.
That's great. Okay, cool. And Umberto, last question. Where can people find out more about you and what you do?
Well, of course, goes to Kryptomon.com. So, Kryptomon, Kryptomon.
Let's wrap things up. Umberto, thank you so much for joining us today, for sharing your knowledge, and we appreciate your time, Mitch as well. And as always, thank you for being here and sharing your experience and inspiring the UpViral community. And we'll see you all next week. Same time, same place. Next week, we have a Q&A session with
Yay! Love it. All right, we will see you guys next week.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye, guys. Ciao.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you, Umberto.
Bye.